Join me in Germany's oldest city, Trier, where I'll take a look at some of the old Roman buildings, such as the Amphitheatre and public baths. I'll visit the medieval centre and the Christmas market, and I'll go to a local museum to see the Roman treasures. Trier is the oldest city in Germany and was founded by the Romans in the 1st century BC. It was founded by the Emperor Augustus and was originally called Augustus Treverorum. It went on to become a major Roman city. Situated close to the border with Luxembourg, the easiest route for me was to fly to Luxembourg and then take the train direct to Trier. The train journey takes just over an hour, and there are regular trains throughout the day. This is the Christmas market in Trier. It's open late on a Friday, which is today. It's open till 10 o'clock. It looks like it's a very impressive Christmas market considering Trier is quite a small place. So let's go in and have a look. Although Trier claims to be the oldest city in Germany, the Christmas market here is not so old and only started in 1978. With its rich history and well-preserved medieval buildings, Trier provides the perfect backdrop for this festive market. The market takes place in the main square known as Hauptmarkt and spills over into the Cathedral Square known as Domfreihof. This market has around 90 stalls, compared to around 200 stalls for the biggest markets in Germany. The stalls sell traditional Christmas items such as decorations, wooden toys, candles, hand-blown glassware, ceramics, crafts and much more. At the market there are various activities on offer such as craft workshops, carol singers, guided tours, a puppet theatre, Christmas poems and visits from Santa Claus. There are also plenty of snacks available such as bratwurst sausages, potato pancakes, sweets, hot tea and mulled wine known as Glühwein. Trier is the only German Christmas market to have a mulled wine queen. She is the ambassador for the Winzer Glühwein, which comes from the steep vineyards on the Mosel. So this is what I bought at the Christmas market tonight. I got some Lebkuchen and then I got a wooden Christmas ornament, which is for a present, and I got some Christmas tree decorations. I found that things were quite reasonably priced. I mean, this was €9, Lebkuchen was €2 and these were 5 each. So I didn't find things too expensive, so I might go back and buy some more things. The amphitheatre was built in the 2nd century AD and used until the 5th century, and it was a place for mass entertainment for over 20,000 spectators. Measuring 120 by 145 metres, Trier's amphitheatre ranks 10th among the world's largest preserved Roman amphitheatres. These are the cellars below the amphitheatre. It's quite dark down here, it feels quite spooky. I'm the only person in here at the moment, but I'm next to the door to get out, so I've got some light here, but when you go deep inside it is quite dark. So over there straight in front you can see some metal bars that lead to the stairs down into the cellar, and it's one way when you go inside, and when you come out over here. So I'm now at the top of the amphitheatre. From up here you can see you have a really nice view of the whole amphitheatre looking down onto it. So some people ask me why I came to Trier, and because it's not very well known outside of Germany, but I did have a recommendation from someone in the UK that this is an interesting place to visit. It's quite a small city, but it has a lot of Roman history, and it apparently has the most Roman historical sites north of the Alps. So that makes it interesting to start with. And I thought I could combine it with the Christmas market. And given that it's not a really big city, it means the Christmas market is not as crowded as in other places. So you do have room to walk around, take pictures or videos. Obviously it's better if you can come on a weekday when the schools are in, but I still found it really nice. I was impressed with the Christmas market, even though this is quite a small city. I found it really impressive. And of course all the historic sites, so I do recommend coming here. The Trier Cathedral, also known as the Cathedral of St. Peter, is the oldest cathedral in Germany and has UNESCO World Heritage status. The cathedral is Roman Catholic and was founded in the 4th century by Emperor Constantine the Great, marking the spread of Christianity across the Roman Empire. Parts of the original structure date back to Roman times, making it one of the longest standing Christian buildings still in use. Over the centuries, the cathedral underwent numerous modifications and expansions, blending architectural styles from Roman, Romanesque, Gothic and Baroque periods. The cathedral houses one of Christianity's most important relics, the Holy Robe, believed to be the tunic worn by Jesus at the time of his crucifixion. According to tradition, it was brought to Trier by Saint Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine. The Holy Robe is not permanently displayed, but is occasionally exhibited on special occasions. The Church of Our Lady, known as Liebfrauenkirche in German, was built in the 13th century and has Roman, medieval and Gothic influences. It was built on top of an earlier Roman church. Some materials from the early Roman church were reused in the construction. It's an early example of French Gothic architecture in Germany with a floor plan in the shape of a 12-petalled rose. Another one of the largest Roman public bath complexes outside of Rome, the Kaiserthermen were planned as a gift from the emperor to the population of Trier, and the complex was constructed in the early 4th century AD. The baths were built around hot water pools reaching 40 degrees Celsius. Underneath the complex was a network of underground passageways used by the staff, which can still be seen today, along with the remains of the sewer system. However, the baths were never completed and were made into a castle in the Middle Ages, and today they are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Behind me is the Porta Nigra. That's the old Roman gate into Trier. There used to be 4 of these Roman gates, but this is the only one that's still standing today. I can see upstairs inside there are some people in there, so I'm going to go and have a look. The Porta Nigra gate is allegedly the best preserved Roman gate north of the Alps. Building began in the year 170 AD, and it was one of 4 gates in Trier at the time, and it's the only one that survives today. It's often seen as a symbol of Trier. After the end of the Roman Empire, this city gate was used for a variety of purposes. In the 11th century, a Greek monk known as Simeon lived here as a hermit, and on his death, the city gate was converted into a church, which was another reason for its survival. The subsequent centuries were marked by renovation and maintenance measures. In 1803, under Napoleon's rule, the church was dissolved and orders were given to restore its ancient design. The Simeon Stift monastery was built in the 11th century after the death of the Greek monk Simeon, who was living as a hermit in the ruins of Porta Nigra. Today that building is now Trier's City Museum, and it displays 2 millennia of local history through paintings, sculptures, porcelain, textiles, and one of the highlights includes the Trier Cinema, where you can see almost 80 short films of Trier, some made as far back as 1904. The little Jewish gate leading onto Simeonstrasse was one of 3 such gates providing access to the Jewish quarter. It was built around the year 1219. The house at Judengasse, number 2, was constructed less than 20 years later, making it the oldest preserved Jewish home in Germany. Back then, the Jewish community was continuing to grow, and there was a men's and women's synagogue. This peaceful coexistence came to an abrupt end in 1349, when, as in many other German cities, the Jews were accused of poisoning the fountains to infect their Christian neighbours with the plague. Jews were eventually banished from the city in 1418. It was not until almost 200 years later that Jewish families started resettling in Trier. Franco's tower was built initially as a protective tower in the 11th century, and it safeguarded the local population from invasions. It was originally built from old stones taken from crumbling Roman buildings in the city. Over the centuries, it has undergone multiple renovations and served various purposes, including a period as the residence of the Archbishop. Today, it stands as a cultural venue open to the public. The Barbara Baths are free to enter because very little of the original complex remains today. These baths were the largest bath complex in the Roman Empire outside of Rome and expanded over 42,000 square metres, which is the size of almost 6 football pitches. Built in the 2nd century AD, these baths were used until the 5th century, after which the baths were plundered for building stones. So this morning in Trier, it's raining until about lunchtime, unfortunately. So for this morning, I'm going to go around the things I want to see that are indoors. So behind me is the Basilica, and just beyond that is a museum that has a lot of Roman treasures that I'd like to see. This building was a Roman palace basilica built in the 4th century. The basilica was made of solid brick with black and white marble floors, and was equipped with a floor and wall heating system. The basilica was originally part of a palace complex and was not a freestanding building, but had other smaller buildings attached to it. During the Middle Ages, it was used as a residence for the Bishop of Trier. Today, it is used as a Church of the Redeemer and is owned by a congregation within the Evangelical Church in the Rhineland. Trier has several museums such as the Cathedral Museum, City Museum, Toy Museum, Transport Museum, Karl Marx Museum and the Rhineland Regional Museum. The last one is the one I chose to visit as I had limited time in the city. The Rhineland Regional Museum has a focus on the region's archaeology. Permanent exhibitions here include a Roman wine ship monument, which was found in a Roman tomb, and the largest collection of ancient mosaics north of the Alps, as well as the world's largest collection of Roman imperial gold coins. Built in 1413, the Old Crane or Alter Kranen stands as the oldest crane in Trier and a significant historical marker along the Moselle River. It was essential for the economic and industrial growth in Trier, especially during the Middle Ages. For nearly 5 centuries, the crane helped load and monitor taxable goods entering and leaving the city. Although the old crane remains fully operational, modern changes to the riverbank have left it too far from the water to serve its original purpose, but it continues to be a landmark of Trier's heritage and one of the oldest preserved cranes in Germany. This is the Roman Bridge, and it is the oldest bridge in Germany. The bridge was built in the 2nd century AD and replaced a previous wooden bridge. The upper part has been renovated twice in the 12th and 18th centuries. That's all from me here in Trier. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please press like, subscribe or leave me a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.